Ladies, to do it today, it's time for Peralta's New Sports. There he is, the two-headed Vic, hot, sexy. Neil Urban, look at sports, and here's the man the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. Here's Vic. Yeah, here he is. Yeah. Oh.
Why are my intros all, see, he does this conspiracy
Because I write
stuff.
them. That's because I write them.
That's right. That's why.
I was going to have some little people. I was trying to give you some midgets.
All right. I have something to have a solution that'll help people get, back in check in this world. Bring the dinosaurs back. Bring them back. Just bring them back. I'm all good for that.
Flintstones, you mean?
I want full-out dinosaurs just growing out of the ground so I can see people just running for life. Just running. That's it. That'll solve it all. Bring it back. All right, welcome to the New Sports, you guys. I got to do it because it's sports and it's that time where everybody's going to get in the mix. But I got to talk about a couple of trending topics just to get you started off, because we know yesterday was a game of the games. And I'm not going to even give you the title yet, because I know when I do that starts Mario already hitting his Twitter live on the mic. So let me just say this. The trending topics are the heat check for Thunder. Miami wins game 4. And I'm just going to say this. Westbrook stood tall. He did. And I'm not going to even get into the pros and cons of it. I'm also saying the Sandusky trial, just so you know, he will not testify. And I think the defense already rested, thanks to PMC in Pittsburgh giving me the update.
Better not testify.
Wait a minute. Don't go there now. Just understand. They already said we're resting right now. We also have, why can't pine tar be an obstruction of justice in baseball? When a pitcher gets caught with pine tar, is that equal to getting caught with steroids? Mario, I mean,
what do they do with the pine tar? I mean, the visuals I get are a little disgusting.
No,
so
I'm just saying. Yeah, right.
What are they doing with the pine tar?
And that's Tampa Bay's Joe Peralta. He's going to be suspended. He got ejected from the game. So if he's getting caught with pine tar, isn't it really one of those situations where you go, they just happen to look? How often is it going down? And because it is an accepted condition in baseball, that pine tar is almost like a fabric. Isn't it getting caught kind of cool, Mario? Would you think, in baseball?
Probably because they got so much steroid use. They probably can't think about pine tar.
Yeah, think about it. See, my whole point is this. I mean, a lot of people don't follow it, but when a pitcher gets caught with pine tar, it doesn't have an afterlife.
No.
Okay.
It's almost like when they did the studies for steroid use in baseball, the study came back saying that there was so much steroid use. They said it was endemic, part of the culture, and they said to single out anyone for prosecution would be almost like persecuting them, because everybody uses it. So how are you going to prosecute any one person?
Right.
That's actually what the report came back saying. People don't understand. That's why baseball just said, and believe me, the other sports have done a study too, but what they usually learn, don't let people know your studies. So know that the NFL has studied all this too.
Right.
They just got smart. You won't hear about our results. Right. I bet you sure won't.
Right, exactly.
Only we know
right.
how often there's steroid and drug use in the NFL. You don't get to know that.
Right.
But believe me, we're studying it.
Right. Now, I don't have this as a trending topic, and the only reason why I didn't put it in there is because it's going to be an ongoing question. I'm going to hit this probably maybe in weeks to come about the guilty verdict of course, I call it New Orleans Saints, those who were guilty for sitting out on the bounties. Do you think it's right, you can just keep this spinning in your head if you want to address it, that you can be confirmed guilty without knowing what it is specifically and just take it because the commissioner just says, you're guilty, we have the data, but I don't have to show you, like the New England Patriots being guilty for actually recording, but we don't have to say we have the recordings to show you. No one can question us because we are NFL. Is that something you would agree with, Mario?
No, but it's the truth. It's the same reason why the unions stay out of it, because they've made certain agreements. They can only have to tread lightly, because the union makes deals.
Right.
In regards, like every union, how you discipline the employees is part of the union discussion. So when Vilma sues, he's being very smart. First thing I would do, I would say you're selectively prosecuting me, just like I just said. When this is everybody, so it's a selective prosecution. The league is only doing it because remember, They're the deep pocket. They want to be able to point to somebody and say, "You did wrong, so don't sue me."
Well, I agree.
You're going to sue the NFL,
right? In other words, you can take them to court.
That's right.
You just got to have some pockets to show your cards.
Right.
See, my whole thing is I look at it no different than any other place. If you're having if you're an inside man in a corporate company, they can say, "Well, you know the truth, but can you fight enough to get the truth out there,
right,
and can you afford it?" So here's my thing. Let me just ask this because I don't want to disrespect you, Ronald. What's your favorite sport, man?
Football.
Football. So and right now, when you look at it as being, is there fairness because they're not being given the data? Is that fair, or is if they're outright guilty, do you just take it on faith?
Well, first of all, I'm from New Orleans.
And
I'm a New Orleans Saints diehard.
Oh, okay.
See, now I get I love biased perspective. Go ahead, man.
Me too.
And I don't think it's fair. I feel that other teams probably practice the same stuff too.
See,
you know,
me too.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Saints ain't the only team thought of something like that. Sure. Go out and hurt somebody, or it's just
okay, let me
and it's not even hurt somebody, Vic. We were told as football players, right, high school, if you hit the dude, a big hit, you got a soda, you got a little thing on your helmet, a little star.
Right.
You were told to knock the shit. And every time, if Coach saw you hit somebody like that, he'd come over. Good hit.
Exactly.
Put that thing on your helmet.
Right.
You got a soda. Now all of a sudden you ain't supposed to hit.
So here's my question then. Okay, so in other words, we're saying that far as it's concerned, we accept the culture of the decision of the commissioner. In other words, it's our culture to turn around and say, we've already investigated you, and there's no power right now.
I don't accept it.
You don't accept it?
Hell no.
Now, can the Congress get involved on the side that says, well, wait a minute.
No.
Due process.
No, it's not a due process.
It's not a due process.
They can make recommendations.
That's right.
That's why See, remember the Congress folks, and what's so amazing is most of them are lawyers. Almost all your congressmen, you go look at it statistically. So why do they commonly do stuff that's openly illegal?
Right.
Because they're trying to impress you. Right. They do stuff. They know the law has no chance of being passed. They know it's unconstitutional, but they want to do a dog and pony show. So they stand up in front of you. We must stop. I'm the governor of Louisiana. I say we must stop this evil. I demand investigation. You have no power. But all the dum-dums, go look at how he's attending to our cause. We love you, Governor.
All right. So let me ask you this. Here you are. You're part of the... I'm going to have you guys do 3 roles. I already can tell you're a fan. So if I know you're a fan, I know you're going to be inside New Orleans. Now, all of a sudden, you're the inside man. You're one of the coaches. And they all say, you know what? We can get to the Super Bowl. We can really make it. And I know how we can develop a pool to really maximize this effort. Are you part of the coaching that said thumbs up?
Yeah, I'll be a part.
Okay, Mario, I already know what you're going to say.
Well, because they still get the member now. Technically, all you have to do is just phrase it differently.
Right.
They still get to reward the players for good hits, defensive action. Right. But so you come out and say that.
There's a leadership. All right. This is leadership. So you said you probably would be part of it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, here you are. You're the commissioner now. You got the lawyers around you. And you're going, why should we go after this team? And for what purpose? Because I always look at the after effects are things that happen in the process. But there was a flashpoint to say why they needed to stop this and make them an example. Why would the commissioner need to do this in such a way and be as aggressive as he was? Mario, what do you think?
Because he had people who were willing to testify that it actually existed.
And what's the benefit? Is the culture change or what?
Well, he had to respond. Remember, once you have players who stood up and said, I was part of this, I was paid. Now you're in a legal issue, whether you know it or not. Exactly. You're in deep legal issue. Right. So the league must respond. And remember, what if the guy says, I was paid to hit people and hurt them? Then the guy who got hurt comes forward and says, hey, I got hurt. And you were paid to hurt me. Remember who's the deep pocket on this. In other words, when you get a chance to legitimately sue the NFL, lawyers take that on contingency. And I'm not talking about Rudy Poo lawyers. Exactly. I'm talking about top law firms in New York can't wait to sue the NFL. They got the biggest hard on you could imagine for this. Okay?
Okay, now I got
what's
this.
going
Watch
on?
this. Now I like this part because you already did two. You're 2 out of 2 right now. So now you're on the commissioner's staff, and you're going to say, I'm going to get paid. You going after them?
Of course.
Mario, you are the commissioner.
I have to go after them because if not, I look like I'm not attempting. Part of your defense is going to be you attempt to police the league. You do everything possible to police the league. These are renegade people. Hold them responsible, not the league, because we're doing everything that we can.
That's okay. Got you. See, what I like about what this is happening is when you sit in the seat, you have different opinions.
Right.
If you're the coach, you have a different opinion. If you're the player who's guilty, you have a different opinion. If you are the commissioner, I said, notice that everybody falls in line when they're in the seat, right?
Right.
And I said, it's easy to be over here and says, that's not right. And then somebody says, here's the check. What do you think? He said, oh, yeah, you ain't got no problem with me. That's what I think everybody does.
Sure.
It's one of those things.
Sure.
Whether it's a moral value or not, that's like somebody saying, you're going to be in corporate America. You want morality to guide you to the ultimate profit zone? I said, yes, of course I do. He says, well, morality is right down the street preaching to the choir on the corner, telling everybody, guess what I found out? That's morality. I hate to say it. Now, I'm all for the American Pie thing. But the realness in business is about the greatness of profit. You can't get mad at it. And I think when you're sitting on the other side of it, you comply. All right, now, I have to owe a little of a reference to PMC. He told me about the Sandusky trial. I really don't want to talk about Sandusky.
That's because he's in Pittsburgh.
I don't want to.
We know you Pittsburgh people can't wait to have something to take him off of Sandusky.
I don't want to.
Everybody in Pittsburgh just tired.
I don't.
Damn, all we can talk about is Jerry.
Wait. I'm so scared that this guy. Look, the part that gets me, I'm going, when you look at all the data, I said, where's the real data that's going to make him outright guilty? And I sit here and say, if the defense rests, they're either overly confident, and I'm saying, but is there a chance? If you get a biased group of people voting, and they have to go by the data. And I said, well, Mark,
but they only have people's testimony. Remember, testimony is not quite the same thing as a fact.
That's
it's a
right.
testimony.
That's right. And so
you try to take the witness and break them down.
Yeah. See, my fear is that because the nature of human nature is to sit back and say, look at all these things happen around you, and I see these people going, prove it.
Oh yeah. They got supposedly 11 people.
Yeah, but where are they?
See, my whole point is, it's a question I'm asking.
Right, where are they? I haven't seen anybody.
Is there? I'm not. I think the man. Look, when all things sit around you like that, I think he's a monster. But that's not the issue here. The issue is, will he and has a good chance of getting off? I don't know.
It's what you can prove.
That's right. That's right. Now I get over to the subject that let's bow our heads for Westbrook, because 43 points, and he came like he was a mini LeBron. And I'm saying this right offhand. They say when a person turns the corner and says, I'm out here to make a win. Let me just say this. He's the closest reminder of a Kobe Bryant, that he wants it, and I don't think he backs down. And I think the part that they have to do is calm him down to sit back and say, let me go. Just let me go. And I think what he did yesterday, I was sitting there going in awe. And people reporting on this story was going, they said the Heat was turning their heads on the bench going, and nobody can stop him. Now, it wasn't enough. So let's try to find. Well,
LeBron learned that too.
Right. See, I'm not worried about LeBron. I know what LeBron's story is. I'm going to go to Ronald, because Ronald, who's your favorite? OKC or the Heat?
OKC.
OKC. Now, who disappointed you? Somebody had to let.
Well, OKC.
The whole team?
The coach.
I know it. So it's Coach Mario. Who disappointed you, if any? Harden.
He's Harden. The whole series. He throws up. He ain't shooting worth a damn.
See?
He ain't shooting worth a damn. Man. See, what happens is when you start looking at it, because I take the point of view that when you have champions like this, on any given moment, there's always excellence performances that step forward. You can't do it every night. That's why LeBron can do it this time, because they're really champions.
Right.
So when champions go head up, Someone has to be the loser.
Right.
In other words, it just has to be.
Yeah, but technically, the coach of OKC is going against Pat Riley. We all know who Pat Riley is.
That's true.
And the way they play and experience, he's loving it. And you got LeBron hopping all over the fourth floor last night.
Right.
And nobody taking the ball to him. He could not stop nothing.
Right. Yeah. And
I think the plan was to try.
Yeah.
See, I go, what if the coach tells you to do stuff and you just don't execute what he tells you to do?
He made a 3-point shot.
You're right. And let me say this, the part that's coming up, and I'm not saying this happened, but Perkins had to speak his mind. And Perkins, he comes from the I won a championship with the Celtics kind of thing. And remember, they got a 17-point lead. They was out the blocks.
Yeah, the first quarter.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, he actually questioned. He says, when something's going good, you don't change up the players.
Right.
And yes, did he change the players? Why? Maybe because they will be exhausted. Did they look exhausted in the fourth quarter? Yes, they did. Tired legs, running around, chasing. LeBron even got cramped up. That's to let you know he's a physical specimen, and he's already cramping. But Perkins had a point. He says, when you're going 10, 12, 15 up, 7, don't change it. Let it keep going. And once they got on that stop, when they changed up either with players, maybe because it's this process and protocol, it affected them. So here's my point.
Retrospective.
I'm looking at
100%.
Ronald. Ronald says the coach, and I said, you know what? That's where I was going. I was going to the coach.
No, it is the coach.
It's the coach.
It's the coach.
My thing is that when you don't rest them, then everybody comes back and says, see?
Yeah, but you
if
know what?
you messed it up, they were going great. If you had arrested him,
Mario,
it would have been great.
Every player would tell you there is no tired in the championship.
Right. You know, I'm gonna go out
Except every player we've seen, every championship we've seen, they've been tired. So I don't understand when they say that. I watched Larry Bird go to the damn bench, okay? All right, he was tired. I watched Michael Jordan go to the bench. He was tired. How the hell today now it's a new basketball, you don't get tired.
They're clones.
Okay.
They're clones.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb with this one. If OKC run the ball, they can be the first team to come from a 3-1 and win a championship.
They are the best team when they're running. When they go half court,
They cannot.
they cannot.
No,
That's you see it the same way I do. I go put the players. Go. This is it. You can't reserve anything.
Right,
and Mario,
right.
you're right. You're right when you say exhausted.
And you know, my thing
right.
is, you can try.
I try.
But on the other end of you trying to go is going to be the Miami Heat going, I want you to go slow. So you can go. That's where championship comes head to head.
Look.
You trying to go fast. I'm trying to make you go slow.
And
you're going to see what happens here.
And I say this. Miami is proving that all their players keep running the whole game.
You know what's amazing
they
to me
go nonstop
is the people
beginning to
said
end.
Miami didn't have a bench, and all year long I've been saying relative to what? They go, Miami has no bench. I said, they have a bench to me?
Yeah.
And everybody said, no, they have no bench. Look at the numbers. I said, they have a bench to me. Lo and behold, here they are.
Running you out the gym.
Bench.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's a matter of people's perspectives.
And why did James Harden not deliver? Why did Durant? So no, you got a good point. Why didn't Durant? Because let's just be real. And I'm gonna say this. I don't think anybody's experienced this. I'm gonna get to you right offhand, Ronald. I think nobody's experienced this before. You've never paid attention to defense the same way you had with Miami.
Right.
You go back to Chicago, you had Rodman.
Right.
Okay, Jordan could go the defense, but you had Rodman. You had your fly swatters. You had Elijah. You've never seen two athletes like Wade and LeBron who go, we are the best when it comes to speed, defense, on the same team, and athletic. You're watching Oklahoma, and I'm going, the only thing you guys are missing, you just don't have those intimidators. You have athletes on this way going down the court. But when it comes back to this way, you guys only have moments. But these guys keep going. And under duress. And Wade is not completely healthy. Right. They just took it to another level. So what was you about to say, Ron? Say, I stopped you. I stopped you and you go, man, you made me forget. No, I know, because you're looking at the coach and you're going, okay, cool.
Okay,
but James Harden.
Okay, let's go back to the coach.
Yeah.
You got James Harden sticking LeBron. You don't think LeBron gonna wear you out? That's why he ain't making no points. Why is LeBron?
Right.
Why is Beards? Why is he sticking LeBron?
Nobody else can.
Well, I actually interpreted it differently.
Oh.
I interpreted it sort of as a capitulation to them scoring. In other words, they didn't want to waste Kevin
Durant's fouls
by putting him on LeBron. You know, they were talking about the fact that Mario Chalmers was insulted because the person that was chosen to guard him.
Right.
So there's a lot of perspectives on this, okay?
Right.
Because what happens is if you take your great player and put him on defense, that's one of the great coaching decisions.
True.
When I said that about Kobe. Right. Remember in the playoffs, I said, ain't it interesting how they never ask, he's supposed to be Defensive Player of the Year.
He's supposed to do it.
But they should ask him to defend.
No.
When it comes to the championship games, Kobe does not take when the Lakers would play another team, he did not take their best scorer.
No.
Never happens.
No.
Never.
Right.
Why? Because it takes him out of his
game.
offensive game.
Right.
So that's one of the big decisions. I find it interesting how they decide, though.
Right.
Because I watch who they put LeBron on. Isn't it interesting they go put LeBron on,
right.
a smaller player,
right.
because they tried to let him rest
right.
on his defense.
And Durant did get the opportunity. Everybody knew the game plan. He's not going to be on LeBron in the first half. They're going to put him on him in the second half, and they did everything to perfection. Save fouls. What happened with Durant? Nobody thought this was going to happen with Durant. They said, you know what? You just didn't go to the next level. Offensively, you didn't do it. In second half, you didn't do it. So he didn't have the same pressure he did before.
No.
It's one of those moments where you go, was this his bad game?
Yeah,
Nobody expected Harden and Durant
right.
to have a bad game.
Well, that's what we're saying.
It.
On any given night, right? Because we had another game. Did we just see a couple games ago where Durant went right at LeBron,
Yep.
head up?
Yep.
See, but you can't do that every night. See what happens? Those of us who play ball,
right.
you know, some days your boy beats you, right? And then next week you beat him, and then he beats you. People know when you go heads up, this comes down to how was your day?
Right.
How is your leg feeling today?
Right.
They're that good, Vic.
Right.
That's why I'm not surprised. We have every example, don't we?
Right.
Of people stepping forward,
right.
people getting beat
right.
because they are champions.
Now here's role play, guys. Get to do role play. I'm going to put you guys in the best seat. The best seat is when you are now the coach. You are Brooks, and your team comes out the gate 17-point lead. Do you follow the same tradition that you have set up? Because you know it's like baseball. Here's the paper. Everything's going to go first inning, second, third, whatever. You are now the coach. Ronald, I wouldn't ordinarily go with you first. I'm going to go with Mario. He's the coach. You got 17-point lead. Do you pull your players and say, you know, it's time for you guys to rest? Or do you keep that group in?
I think it depends on the other variables. It's how they're doing, what the trends are going. I don't think you have a fixed position. In a different time, a different set of variables, you may go differently.
Okay, so what Mario just said, I'm not going to tell you.
It depends.
I know. Here we go. Ronald, 17-point lead. Do you pull some of your players off the floor, or do you follow, hey, you know, they're building up a lead?
Well, no. What happened is Miami changed the way they attacked the game, and that forced Brooks to change what he did.
That's right.
And Miami is they're champions.
They are.
They've been there, and they know how to grind it out, and that's what That's what's happening.
I got a question too, Vic.
Yeah.
If you don't rest him when you got a 17-point lead, when the hell do you rest him?
Well, you gonna get cramps.
You ain't gonna rest him when you got a
That's
2-point
right.
lead.
See,
so you
remember,
must be rested. Or else you ain't rested at all.
Yeah,
See, the good part about this is when we play coaches, you realize that you're shrinking it down to decisions they make on the moment, on the fly.
They have to, with all the variables, right?
That's right.
Sometimes you looking at a player's eye, and you know he ain't ready to score.
Yeah.
He ain't ready. I'm looking at him, and that's my boy. He look a little shaken at this moment.
Right. They backed off of James Harden. They
He
can
looks
see
shaken.
He didn't have his swagger.
No,
you
he
could
didn't.
see it,
Yeah.
and they backed off of him a little
In
bit.
his face, almost,
Yeah.
you can see when he shot and missed. Even Van Gundy said he's got to get over it.
Right.
He's got to get over it and let it go because they need you to come forward. You can't be depressed now, whether you played poorly up until this moment or not.
Right. All right, guess what, you guys? Exit question. Game 5 tomorrow. Just simple, yes or no. Does Miami close it out tomorrow, Ronald?
No.
Oh, so you saying a game 6?
Yes.
Because it's back in Oklahoma now, right?
No.
No, they got one.
I
more.
thought it was 2-2-1 who won.
2-3-2.
Yeah, 2-3-2.
Oh,
2-3-2.
see, this what they run on, but they keep changing it. It messed me up. Now it's 2-3-2.
I think it's unfair, but
I thought it was 2-2, then 1-1-1.
no, it's 2-3-2, and that's unfair.
Yep. So you got the last game in Miami, Ronald. You saying they win? Oklahoma takes
to
it.
beat Oklahoma 3 straight, then
It ain't happening.
yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Mario, what about you?
No, I'm going to Oklahoma. It's still gonna go on.
I say it's closed out. I think I watched Oklahoma give them their best shot, and my thing is it's in their head. It's a mental thing that's happening here, not an athletic thing. I think they're right now. I'm going. So where's our ray of hope from what we did the prior game? And I see Scotty Brooks in there going, will I ever get a 17-point lead again at their home to win?
Yeah, but,
I just don't know if they're going to do that.
You got to look at the players. They're involved in this too.
Right, and we watched Miami have leads, and they lost them. We came back and lost too. So it's going to be who's going to want it the worst. And I think
it's hard to close out anyway.
It sure is.
It's hard to close a team, and this team is young. And they're gonna come out the.
They're gonna be fighting for their lives. Yeah. It's a different push when you fighting for your life, and the other one's fighting to win.
Right, exactly.
It's just not the same thing. The buzzsaw's right at your head.
Right. Yeah, it's the part where look, I wanted to go 6 or 7 games. But I'm looking at it and going, 43 points by Westbrook and nobody else. That was a bad sign.
But Victor, you have to go back. They swept San Antonio,
and that's not Miami.
And I remember.
Well, no, it's not Miami.
We saw LeBron score 40+ points in a losing effort too, right?
Yes, he did.
That's what I told people.
The bad part about this is that I call it the Kobe effect. Whenever Kobe had to score 40 points or more, that wasn't a good sign. No. Westbrook did that, and I said that was to overcompensate what his other players
weren't doing. And LeBron did it too.
Yeah. So
same thing.
That's it. Mate, I'm out on the sports, man. I know we ran a little bit long. Mario, please don't say anything ugly.
Two-headed Vic, there he is. Man, they call sexual chocolate. New Sports, Victor Allen's own unique take on sports. Hot, urban.
Man,